でも私に何ができるの？限界突破、人馬一体。最高のゲームをお見せしましょう。オールイン、それともアウト？幸運なお客様、チップ回収です。ほら、指揮官様欲望に溺れた彼らをご覧あれ。幸運なお客様、ほら、指揮官様欲望に溺れた彼らをご覧あれ。長き夜、この時のみ凝結します。昼も夜もずっとあなたと共に進みます。あらゆる責任はどれも九竜の意志終月戦。哀れで無駄なあがきを後ろは僕に任せて。九竜は生き続ける。九竜の意志終月戦。哀れでさあ永遠へと歩みなさい。小賢しい。九竜の意志終月戦。最後さあ永遠へと歩む。後ろは僕に任せて。九竜の意志終月戦。さあ哀れで無駄なあがきを最後の情け小賢しい。
九竜の意志集結戦。哀れでさあ永遠へと歩みなさい。最後の情けです。九竜の意志集結戦。最後のさあ永遠へと歩む。後ろは僕に任せて。最後九竜の意志集結戦。哀れで無駄なあがき。後ろは僕に任せて。九竜の意志集結戦。最後の哀れで無駄なあが後ろは僕に任せて。九竜は生き続ける。生死の輪廻よ。生死競争安寧の時。さあ永遠へと歩みなさい。後ろは僕に任せて。
ウイルス視覚ザミンデジタル空間侵入成功。リンク発火侵入成功。ワームウイルス侵入視覚ザミン
終わりです。
権限ガッチャ雑魚レベルね。偽りを破壊する。
さあ最後の情けです。生死の輪廻よ冠をまとえ。生死競争安寧の時。哀れで無駄なあがきへ。歩むのは激殺のみ。弱点に逃げも隠れもさせないよ。逃げも隠れもさせないよ。弱点見つけたよ。哀れで無駄なあがきさ。永遠へと歩みなさい。生死の輪廻よ冠をまとえ。生死競争安寧の時。さあ永遠へと歩みなさい。デジタル空間視覚画面だ。権限ダッシュゾンビコンピューター開幕。ウイルスプログラム雑魚レベルね。偽りを破壊する。哀れで無駄なあがきよ。生死の輪廻よ冠をまとえ。生死競争安寧の時。さあ最後の情けです。小賢しい。状況を把握できてるかな。行こう。屍を越えてもっと遠くへ。
オッケー。ナナミが恐れなどとうに捨てました。求めるのは天の先行を受けなさい。苦難を超え隙だらけ心を澄ませます。現状はいつか見破られます。その程度の抵抗なんですから。私を楽しませてほしいものです。生死を分けるのは一瞬。私を楽しませて宿命の風は私が断ち切る。全力でかかってその程度の抵抗なの。 生死を分けるのは解かれる力我が刃と化せ歯ごたえない私へ頼ってください宿命の風は私が断ち切る運命を変えるためユイミンを守るため登場やった承諾書オールクリア私へ頼ってくださいやーこれはこうなる解かれし私を楽しませて我が刃と勝て生死を分けるのは一瞬だ歯応えない出撃宿命の風は私が断ち切る全力でかかってきた現状はいつか見上げられます見届け影を刻みます神聖へと隙だらけを導きます出撃求めるのは真実です天の宣告苦難を超え心を澄ませます現状はいつか見上げられるためみんなを守るため登場承諾書オールクリア隙だらけやー当たり来たなよい承諾書オールクリア解かれし私を楽しませて我が刃が勝て生死を分けるのは一瞬歯応えないわ宿命の風は私が断ち切る出撃全力でかかってきなさい生死を分けるのは解かれし我が刃と勝て歯応えないわ手加減はしない宿命の風は私が断ち切る現状は影を刻みます見届けなさい晴れました未来はずっと平凡でしょう
間に合ったようだな。それなら俺から注意することは何もない。予定が詰まってるんだ。さっさと終わらせよう。この一手で決めるぞ。消えろ。一丁あれだ。砕けろ。てめえには余り玉がお似合いだ。壁にかまって死滅。
Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, you just woke up from your male pregnancy, huh? Told you to not, don't send me anything until, you know, you do your big, male pregnancy stream. Just knocking out dailies here really quick. Yeah, that's how you gotta make it on the internet now, is, give birth to your child on stream while the Twitch CEO watches and probably jerks off to it. He actually was watching that stream, by the way, apparently. Says a lot about that site. People running it anyway. How content brain do you have to be to think that giving birth to your child live on the internet is a good idea? Like, I'm glad I am not content brain like that. I'll take being poor and struggling every month over having that much brain rot to think that even entertain that ever being a good idea. I'll take being poor and not making what I deserve on here over that. As far as I'm concerned, I'm the one that's winning. Kid is not going to have a good time when he or she grows up, finds out that her birth was streamed on Twitch to like tens of thousands of people. Alright, what else is left for the week? I gotta knock this out, huh?
きます。ありがとうございます。残念。私のテクニック気に入ってもらえると嬉しいです。
Easy peasy.
任務完了。アダムさん、この後
Actually, I don't want to spend any stamina because week resets tomorrow night. Try to get another 10 pulls. Alright, well, that's it for Gotcha Homework. Hope you enjoyed. Quick and dirty 20-minute dailies. We're gonna do some other stuff now. Let's finish that up for the week. What's up, Alvi? Hello. You missed the waifus. Gotcha Homework's over for the day. Well, I haven't done Peak of Combat yet, but I might do that off stream. I'm kind of focused on these videos right now. Let's see, I think I should probably knock out those ultimate runs, so I'm just gonna put the health all the way down. Put the health all the way down and just knock those out because they aren't very fun. Get the rest of those chip slots. Yeah, you probably get some for doing these, I would imagine. Just give them 10% health, it shouldn't matter. Let's see. Oh, there we go, yeah. Definitely didn't matter. Nice. And get a challenge for that? Really? I don't know, like, where it is I'm supposed to, like, look for these challenges. I mean, that was no damage. Got shredded pretty quick. Maybe you had to do all of them. Let's just go ahead and do that. Knock all these out. These fights aren't particularly fun without upgrades. I haven't messed with Shinobi stuff yet. I've been addicted to this game. I've been playing this, like, constantly. Haven't touched Shinobi yet. I'm not really in a hurry to. Get to it when I get to it. got a pretty decent build already, but can definitely get stronger, so... Probably make the overview already, but I'm trying to try to be really thorough, because it doesn't seem like this game's getting a lot of publicity. I definitely think this game is better than Morbid Metal right now, which is interesting because they're both early access. This game is a lot better. Morbid Metal's got a long way to go. So many things about that game are aggravating and just don't really have much of a moveset. I did find a mod to Cheat Engine Table to remove the cooldowns. You might do some of that tonight, depending on how long the grind session takes on this. I just don't really enjoy playing it that much. It's okay. They're supposed to be dropping a roadmap next week. I'm hoping that priority is going to be fixing that paltry moveset. The moveset is really small. It's kind of just, game reminds me a lot of Launch Aether Gazer, that game I was just playing. That game was a lot like that too. You did like a big rotation and then mash the attack button for 10 seconds. It's not very engaging. Maybe they can improve it like Aether Gazer. Made the movesets a lot better over time, and there's a lot less downtime. Not just doing a rotation and then mashing the attack button for 10 seconds. That gets old extremely quickly. Oh, you didn't know that? Yeah, that's kind of an open secret. I don't know why exactly they rebranded. I would imagine part of it was because you probably don't want people to find out that, you know, they didn't put out the DLC like they were supposed to, even though people funded it. I'm sure there might be some other kind of reason, but the gameplay should be good at least. But, will they actually finish it this time? Because that game definitely needed the DLC. Needed the character and the extra modes and stuff, because the game just wasn't... It was fun until you got to the last boss. The last boss was a standard gimmick boss fight. That was not fun, because most of the combat mechanics don't work. Exactly like Rushing Beat. It's kind of a clusterfuck boss. Just a big smorgasbord of gimmicks and stuff. That's why I you don't see me do 1cc attempts on that game. Any beat 'em up that decides that having a gimmick boss fight where most of the game mechanics don't function anymore, those are the games I don't play that often. Rushing Beat is an exception, because the boss is pretty easy. It's still a garbage boss fight, and it should have been a normal boss, but, you know, if you get to the last boss, and you have at least a couple food items, you know, you're guaranteed to win, but I don't particularly find the Jitsu Squad gimmick boss fight to be much better either. Would have been nice if the post-game stuff got added. And you just enjoy the combat and the normal bosses and dodge the gimmick boss. Oh, you're still over there. Good. Come on. Oh, man, I don't want to do this again. Fuck. Die. How far out of bounds did they get pushed, man? I hate when games do this. Just put a barrier around the boundary so that they can't glitch out of bounds. Ah. Trying to get this done quick. I hate when games do this, man. There's like no unstuck option or anything. Should always be an option. There's no checkpoints in this game, so this is dumb, man. I had to do this whole thing over again. Come on, respawn. I hit it like 5 times. It still didn't die with like 10% health on. What the hell, man? Is there something up here or what? So fucking annoying, man. I hate shit like that. Enemies should not be able to go out of bounds. Stupidest thing when stuff like that happens and you have to do the whole level again because of a bug. Just do it like most games where there's like no way for them to go out of bounds. It's always like a garbage mechanic in games anyway. When they just go out of bounds like that and just stand there and slow the game down. That's so whack. Imagine if I was doing this without the accessibility. It would have taken like 3 times longer to get there. Luckily, that's not a problem in the roguelike mode. It's only a problem in the handcrafted levels. But yeah, they definitely need to add some kind of failsafe for that. It's like this is without the accessibility features on. Like this is actually quite difficult. I can't imagine taking like 10 minutes to get there and then you have to do it again. No fault of your own, because the enemy decided to chill in the Shadow Realm where you can't get them. Classic beat 'em up staple. They just decide to chill out of bounds in the Shadow Realm and waste your time. It's just usually it doesn't result in a full-on soft lock where you can't continue. Well, I'm in their Discord. I'll have to if somebody could clip that happening. You want to help me out? A free way to help me out, clip what just happened and post it in my Discord, and I'll send it to him. Because yeah, that's going to make playing these levels a real crapshoot. That could just happen. Soft locks are not fun in games that don't have checkpoints. That's why you need checkpoints as much as roll slop enjoyers will complain they make the game too easy. Like, well, I'll have it making the game easier over losing minutes of progress because the game soft locks. Personally, I think it's the lesser of two evils. Game bugs out like that. You don't completely lose your progress. I don't know. Those are the same people that think that being able to pause the game makes it too easy, so don't expect them to understand logic. Morbid Metal's the same problem. That game crashes, and if it does, there's no, like, quick save or checkpoints, so you just lose your run entirely. I think checkpoints are just something that games should have by default. Definitely decreases the frustration from soft locks. I think that's more than enough to warrant them existing. Please don't soft lock again. Go this way. No soft lock. Do not go in the Shadow Realm, alright? This is not Yu-Gi-Oh! Stay in the playing field, please. Thank you. It's like the #1 annoying thing in any beat 'em up is they just chill in the Shadow Realm and just stand there. I think we're soft locked now. Good. By the time that Jitsu Squad bailed on making the DLC, it was mostly a forgotten game, but I don't really recall too many videos of them getting called out for ditching it. They did, I was in their Discord, and they said that Exa was not the reason why, but given what we know about Exa Arcadia and the exclusivity contracts, I think that actually was part of the reason. Because you would think that, like, obviously they're getting paid to put it on there. It's not like putting it on there as a charity. You would think that they would give them the funds to just, like, finish the stretch goals and just get on everybody's good terms again, but there's only been, like, one game that's made it off Exa. What is it? I think Strania? Strania, that shmup? That's like the only one that's made it off. Everything else that's exclusive on there, all the content and stuff, is still stuck on there. So I don't know what the hell agreement they had. If I was in that position, be like, you know, we'll put it on there, but on top of paying us to, you know, commission the new content, and then also, you know, be on the platform, which also should be a sizable amount of money. Like, give us enough funds to, you know, finish the crowdfunding stuff, but obviously that's not happening, but that would have been the ideal situation. Even though the Samurai Cats would, they would have been exclusive still. We're pretty much never going to get them. Pretty sure the publisher would, not even allow them to patch it, even if Exa did. If they did, like, legitimately get permission to do it, you know, they still had to go through their publisher, so, like, the only outcome at that point is having it be PC only and not console, which is not ideal, but at least it's something, or just not do it at all. Which is obviously what happened. I actually have a couple games that are on Exa. I have Hunter x Hunter, I have Cyberblocker R. That game is awesome. It's really cool that that's getting an Exa port. I hope they paid that guy very well, because that game already pretty much was an arcade game, so that was a good choice. Jitsu Squad, of course, I have that on console and Switch. There was supposed to be Wild Guns was supposed to be on Exa, but it got like removed from their site. I wonder what happened. Maybe Tango rightfully got pissed at. You know, if you take that deal, you do get money, of course, but you screw over the people that bought it in the first place. I wouldn't be surprised if that was why. Because I was pretty excited for that. I would have loved to have played that, like, whatever they were going to add, but there's been no word about that for years. I think they should start, like, partnering with IGS. Make, like, a Knights of Valor 3 with, like, an English translation, like, more characters and stuff. Because they definitely need some better beat-em-ups. The only good one they have is Jitsu Squad. They're getting G.I. Joe for some ungodly reason. I don't know who thought that was a good idea. It's like the worst. It's like the worst game you could get on their platform. Like, nobody's gonna buy that, man. They said that they, like, improved the gameplay. I'm like, well, the Foundation game is not good enough. There's no salvaging that game at all. It's not like Streets of Rage 4, where the game had a lot of jank and unfun stuff, but, you know, the foundation was solid, so they were able to fix it over time. Like, G.I. Joe is a complete mess. I saw that, and I couldn't believe my eyes. I'm like, at least get, like, Rushing Beat or something. Rushing Beat, Overrider, Wendigo Blue, those would be, like, much better choices. Like, small games that aren't, like, inherently successful, but have a second life on there. Here. It's really dumb that you don't get chips for this. They really need to fix that. Why do you get no chips for this? I mean, it's kind of good that the mode that takes less time gives you chips, but like, this is supposed to be like the hardest challenge, but there's no reason to do it besides the coins. But you get so many coins from this that doing it like 3 times is enough to unlock everything, so... or maybe not everything, but the vast majority of the stuff you need in the game, so... that's definitely something they should change. I'd be more inclined to do this without the accessibility features if there was an actual reason to, but there's not really. You just get a bunch of coins, but you don't get any chips or lucky coins either. Like, things that are really important to progression, you just don't get any. Should at least give you one at the end to, like, encourage actually finishing and not just rage quitting after one boss. The roguelike mode really is like the main mode of this. It's the most rewarding mode to play. It just doesn't give as much meta currency as this does. But that's the only reason to play this mode, basically. The time it takes to do this, it would take like maybe 30 runs of one roguelike mode, going all the way to the end. So, this is more efficient, but it should definitely give you, like, one chip. You know, give one at the end and have it be, like, high rates for something you don't already have. Because also the problem is, if it's not weighted towards something you already have, then this is way too difficult, and they get, like, no reward at all. Hopefully they can balance it out a little bit better. I like that they have handcrafted levels in this, as well as the roguelike stuff. I think that's probably the best of both worlds, but... the only things that really reward you with, like, new content and upgrades and stuff is only the original story mode levels, and then, the roguelike mode. The challenge mode gives nothing to... just strange, because it, like, lets you disable all your upgrades and stuff. Don't you think, like... if you disable your upgrades and you do it, you should get, like, a tangible reward? You don't, though. You get nothing for it. Also, probably takes an obscenely long time if you disable the upgrades. Probably like a 10-minute boss fight. That's pretty bonkers if they think that, that's an equivalent reward. Doing a boss fight with none of the upgrades, which is what makes this game interesting. A lot of people have been asking to rotate the chips as well. Like, yeah, they definitely need to add that too. Chip system in this game is not very fun. The upgrades themselves are fun, but putting them on your character is not very fun. I would have rather have it just be a capacity point system. Like, you have a certain amount of points that you can upgrade the upper limit of, and just put whatever you want on. The puzzle game Tetris aspect of it isn't very fun because you can't rotate them. Maybe that's something they'll pivot towards during early access. Like, just make everything... However many tiles it takes now, just make it take points. You can just put whatever you want on there. Yeah, all you get is a skin. Kind of a sick joke, if you ask me. Like, took like 20 minutes. All you get is a skin? Really? What the hell is that, man? The only thing in this game that feels like an afterthought is all this stuff. Everything past the Battle Frenzy feels like huge afterthought. There's just like not really much reason for it to be there. Let's see what else we got to unlock here. This one's actually really good for speedrunning. We'll do a regular run now. I'm gonna keep their attack around like 60% because you still get one shot way too easily in this game. We're gonna do a regular run now. Mostly regular. Try to get some kind of upgrade. Although if this run gets to the end and I get nothing, I'm just gonna put the accessibility back on. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, alright, yeah, we're good. Oh wait, where'd my crit go? I wanted crit. Let me change my build here. I think crit's the way to go. Forgot I changed my build. This game could definitely use, what's it called? Like loadouts would be nice. Let's see here. Pretty solid. And go ahead and toss that in there too. Well, I don't know, that one's not really that good. Go for the crit. Yeah, but as you can see here, being unable to rotate these makes this system not very fun. It's not that fun. It really would be better if it was just, like a, capacity point system, because look at it, I have like 5 slots, so, I would like to just be able to just equip something else, but they're all one tile, so I can't. I hope that they'll, like, budge on this, because I definitely think this system is not very fun. Feels too limiting. You still, like, be able to equip the same amount of stuff and not have it be, like, too broken, but at least, you can use those empty squares. Alright, I'm gonna save money here because I need to re-roll for the rest of the moves. Can't spend too much until I get past the first boss. Alright. Rare chip, so that's like almost guaranteed to be something I already have. That sucks balls. I already have that one, don't I? Do I have that one? Yeah, I do have that one. Thunder Break, already got that one. Ultimate Release. Yeah, that's one I don't have. Good. Excellent. moves. Ooh, an SR chip. Nice. Very good. I think I have all the other moves I can get right now. So don't worry about that. Yeah, I've got all the rest of them already. The Alloy game looks sick, yeah. It's actually one of the best games I've played this year. And no, I'm not being paid to say that. No sponsorship in sight. This game is incredibly good. And it's in early access, so it's just gonna get even better. Well worth, like, the paltry amount of money they're charging for it. They're only charging, like $8 for this. Excellent game. Generate lightning chain on voltage burst. Oh wow, that's actually pretty good for my build. That was a pretty damn good run. Oh man, it's got like that one... maybe I can move this up here. Yeah, I don't really like this system. It's too limiting. It'd be a lot better if it was just points. Just a standard, like, you know, SP system or something. But this system is really not that great. It really limits what you can do, and you can't even, like, rotate them, so... Any semblance of strategy would normally get from a system like this is just not there, so... I'm hoping they just pivot to, like... You know, each square that you have on here is a point, and you can just equip whatever you want. Because the whole Tetris aspect of this doesn't work because you can't rotate them. I don't know how they, like... made such a... It's actually really impactful stuff that you can get in this game, but then this system is just, like, not great because it's too limiting, and the way that the shapes work, it's like you're gonna have a lot of empty space. It's like I could equip, like, 2 more things over there, but, you know, they're just useless. Maybe they could at least make it so maybe you can shrink or change the shapes. I think that would be a really cool, like, endgame thing to do. Like, maybe let you re-roll the shapes. That would actually be really fun. If you had to do, like, a really difficult, like, endgame level or something, and it lets you change the shapes. So that, like, the endgame grind could be, like, you know, some of these big ones that, like, give you crit rate and stuff, you could just shrink it down to, like, one or 2 squares, or tiles instead of 5. That would actually be really cool. I think I'm actually going to put that in their Discord. But yeah, this game is incredibly solid. It's an excellent game. And it's only going to get better from here, which is nuts. I'd say this is probably the weakest aspect of it. The chips themselves are very impactful, and they don't feel like stat sticks. They've gotten a lot of requests to fix this system, at least let you rotate them. Like, yeah, I agree. This system, the way it is right now, adds nothing over it just being points. Which is a shame. That's what early access is for, I guess. But yeah, imagine if you could re-roll these shapes into, like, one. How crazy that would be. You could make some incredibly busted builds. I actually think some of these you can't get right now. But yeah, it seems like they're not in the game. Missing one for this, so go ahead and run with this. Wait, I don't even know if those are in the game yet. They might not be. It's a good question. Let me go send them some feedback really quick. Alright, gave them some feedback. You guys can read it here if you want. What the hell is with YouTube's limit on how much you can post? Got literal AI brain rot on here, but I post something actually made by a human and thought out. I can't do that. Alright, well here. Let's do it this way. You guys can check out my feedback. There you go. The current take on the chip system is that it's not very deep. At no point do I feel it adds anything besides frustration. Without the ability to rotate them, there's not much strategy in where you put them, and you'll always end up with a lot of space you can't use. I think a point system limiting how many can be equipped would be better, or a potential way to solve it would be an endgame challenge where the player can get currency to randomly re-roll the shape of a chip. This means a large chip could turn into a small one, with a one-tile chip re-roll being the hardest to get. The endgame loop in this game is already better than most 1.0 roguelikes, but something what I mentioned above would make the chip system feel like it has more of a use instead of just being something that limits the player over a more standard skill equipment point system. There should also be some kind of fail-safe to getting good chips, as right now it's too easy to get dupes. I've been playing the game constantly since release, and I still haven't seen most of the things posted in the server. Ultimate levels are only good for meta currency, and once the chip slots are maxed, there's never a large use for them. These levels should drop either a guaranteed high-level chip, one not already unlocked, or some kind of currency to buy them. There you go. Let's put him back on there. Alright, we're gonna do one more run. I got one more in me. We'll try to get some more moves unlocked. Let's see here. Got one left here. I greatly question if these are actually in the game or not. Yeah, these aren't in the game. Guess I got a couple more on here. So I guess the best thing to do is just put it back on 10% accessibility to unlock the rest of these. Because I can get two, and you can get two a run. Alright. So let me put it back down. No reason not to. The game doesn't really... Oh wait, I get more of these now. Oh, let's just knock those out then. Alright, this is probably going to be boring to watch. If you have something else to do, you might want to come back in 10 minutes. This is basically... I should explain what I'm doing. To unlock new moves in this game, you need to beat a boss, and you can't have that move slot equipped with an unlockable move. It has to be a default one. And some of the extra moves you get are really fun, and they can change how you play, but there is no reason to not just put the accessibility options on and just fight the boss, because you can only get 2 a run. First 2 bosses you fight on Wave 5 and Wave 10 can drop a move replacer, and once you replace it in the run, when you go back to the base, you can permanently unlock it. But since you can only get 2 a run, the way to do is to just put like 2 of the ones you don't want, or the ones that have everything unlocked, and you put the default one on, and then from there you re-roll until you get one you don't have. So ideally you get 2 a run, but you do need a lot of re-rolls, so putting the accessibility options doesn't only make it faster, it makes it so you can re-roll until you get something you don't have. And generally, what I've been doing to unlock these faster, even when I don't have the accessibility options on, is to, like the last 2 waves, like 3 and 4, I don't spend any money, I save it all, and then re-roll. It's kind of a weird system. I don't think the game like ever tells you that if you have like a different one equipped in there, you can't get another one, which is kind of dumb, honestly. Really nonsensical system. I did so many runs of this and I made like no progress getting new moves because I didn't know that. So I'll have to point that out in the overview, which you could probably make maybe even tonight after stream. So I've cleared all the content in the game now. Probably won't spend any money this way for the next one. Just make sure I get the couple I have left that aren't unlocked yet. Got a coin that time, that's trash. Oh wow, you just get a Shoryuken. That's pretty sick. Well, nice. First try. Alright. Save up for the next one, I guess. I'll try to get some meter gain would be good. Yeah, that's a good one right there. Crit rate. Alright, so that's one of two moves I can get unlocked this run. Try to save some cash. Ah, man, an auto-scroller. These auto-scrollers are such buzzkills. Better than most auto-scrollers in these types of games, though, because you do get, like, a lot of points for doing this, but still. The time it takes to do this, I could almost finish the rest of the run. If it gives you a lot of shadow enemies, it's worth it, but shadow enemies are worth way more points. That's alright. This should guarantee that I can get one more new move this run. There's one. And they give insane amounts of points. Rare chip is trash. Terminal Storm. Oh, I don't have that one. Oh, wow. That's actually pretty good. Alright. No, just buy whatever, because I got 2 moves this run. 2 moves is the max. Can't get more than that. The third boss does not have an upgrade menu, so... You can juggle the bosses? Yeah, you can juggle any humanoid boss. And this is one of the things that this game does not explain. If you've played the Odin Sphere remake or Muramasa, either the Wii version or the Vita version, the way that the hit stun works is almost completely identical. So if they lose one section of their health bar, they get juggled. But also, if you trigger an element reaction, which is that gauge at the bottom, they'll also go up in the air too. So, and one of many awesome things about this game. What I'm doing right now is I'm just kind of getting ready to make the overview. But there's a significant amount of grinding, and I've only just, like, since yesterday found the efficient way to grind, which is what I'm doing. I was thinking of doing an all moveset video, but that's probably going to take like another 40 runs at minimum, so I don't know if I'll do that right now. Plus, they're going to be adding more anyway, so I kind of was thinking about that tonight, but I got to do it for the other character too. Well, granted, he's probably a lot more fun to play that I have stuff unlocked, but I was thinking about the commercial viability of doing that when the game just came out like this week. There's going to be like a lot more stuff added to it, so I don't think that's worth doing right now. Maybe when they get close to 1.0 where they say that they're done like adding new moves, that would be worth doing. How much content is there in early access? Let me finish this run. Give me like a... You have time to wait like a couple minutes? I can show you right now. You're gonna have to wait till this run's over though. There's 2 more fights after this and then the boss, so if you have time to stick around, I'll tell you after the run. Otherwise, I can tell you now. It's up to you. I don't know what your IRL schedule is. There's a sizable amount of content though. This game has a really good early access loop. Replay value loop is pretty much already like pretty good, so if you don't want to do grinding though, you might want to wait because there's not that much, but the grinding is actually pretty fun. It has a lot of depth to it, so it's up to you. Do you like grinding? Do you like grinding like meta progression? Because it's that kind of roguelike. Like, there's a lot to grind for, so if you want something to play that's, you know, you can grind on for a while and doesn't cost a lot of money, I'd recommend it, but if you don't like heavy meta progression systems in your roguelikes, then you might want to stay away. Because it's a very significant part of how this game works. You kind of have to interact with it, so if that's not your thing, you might not want to buy this. It does have just straight handcrafted levels. It's not just roguelike stuff, but you can probably clear it in like maybe an hour or 2. So the meat of this game right now, at least, is the roguelike mode. Everything else is kind of just dressing. But yeah, if you like the grind, even with what I'm doing right now, which is greatly accelerating the pace, probably say 30 hours out of this, maybe more. But it's hard to give a concrete number because of all the RNG involved in getting stuff to drop. You don't have a lot of control over what drops. And what drops and what doesn't is going to greatly change how difficult the game is. That's one thing you had to notice. You had to remember about this game. I don't think anybody's going to have a concrete answer whether this game is hard or easy. If you get a good build at the beginning, the game is going to be way easier than if you don't. But right now, there's not really a lot of RNG mitigation in the game, so... the meta progression in this is way more interesting than Oversloop. It is 1,000 times more interesting than that game, so if you're enjoying grinding in that, you would definitely like this game. The grinding in this game is way more interesting and impactful. The bosses are mostly well designed, however, some of them aren't very fun to fight. Is there going to be anything in here I don't already has? That was a pretty terrible run. Just a bunch of dupes, huh? Oh, that's not bad. Yeah, I only got one unique one that time. Well, that's 2 moves unlocked, so that's pretty, significant. Alright, so what's left to unlock? Cyclone Rend is done. Gotta do Spiral Assault. Spiral Rising is done. There's 2 more on the counter. So... kinda feel like the best one is just the first one. That one kinda has a weird trajectory. I don't like that one that much. The way that the hit stun works. I'm gonna go ahead and put the blast on, because I gotta unlock those. What else have they added to Oversloop? I haven't touched that game in a while. I haven't come back for the updates. Everything for Twin Slash. I'm missing one here. Alright, got 2 more moves I can unlock this time. The rest of this doesn't really matter that much because I'm on like the easiest difficulty just to speed this up. Otherwise it's going to take forever. Unless you just want to save money. Make sure I got good money going into the boss and just re-roll until I get something I don't have. Other roguelikes I enjoy this year? I mean, what else has even come out this year? I'm having a hard time remembering. In terms of existing stuff, Entropy Effect update was pretty good. Wendigo Blue updates have been pretty solid as well. There's this. Morbid Metal came out today. Not today, but earlier this week when this did. Overrider updates have been extremely good. That game's gotten really good the past couple months. They're getting close to being done with that game. And, the updates have been really solid. They keep making the game better. In terms of like new roguelikes, though, I haven't really been playing that many this year. A lot of the ones I frequent got major updates, though. Overrider, Entropy Effect, Wendigo Blue. Opus Loop as well, but I haven't played Opus Loop in months. I really don't know what it is they've added to that game. I thought that game was fun, but the meta progression was kind of boring. Just didn't really change the way the game was played very much. I'd go back to it more if they had that. They had like more of a endgame loop going on, but how's Morbid Metal? Buy this instead. I'm gonna be brutally honest. Buy this instead of Morbid Metal. Games are both early access, right? Like, the combat and the endgame loop in this is way better. Morbid Metal obviously is more modern 3D graphics, but the combat is just a lot worse. It's cool that they have, like, tagging and stuff, but the characters only have, like, 3 moves each. So, you just kind of dump all your moves off cooldown and then mash the attack button, which I don't find to be very fun. I was in the playtest for that game, and everybody kept telling them to, you know, add more moves and stuff so that the tagging feels like it has a purpose instead of just being a gimmick. It doesn't really feel like the tagging has a reason to be there right now. Like, the character you start with, he doesn't even have, like, a launcher or a helm breaker. You have to switch to the other character to do that. It's like, well, why? They don't need to have, like, 50 moves each, but they should at least have a couple. I feel like you don't need to switch just because the game is forcing you to. But yeah, if you can't afford both, this game is a much better purchase right now. Morbid Metal also has a lot less content than this game, so even outside of my personal opinion of both, Morbid Metal is a better deal. Like, objectively a better deal. I don't think I have that one, do I? There's supposed to be a roadmap dropping for Morbid Metal, I believe at the beginning of next week. So, that might help, but honestly, this game is a little bit cheaper and it's a better game overall right now. I think that they'll probably be pretty even when they're done, but right now, it's kind of no contest between the two. Morbid Metal's it's got a decent foundation, but not as good as this. It felt like they're not actually making that game for character action fans, because like the people calling the game out for the, you know, doesn't really have a lot of depth. The boss fights are pretty bad. You know, and the tagging just feels like a gimmick because you're not really tagging through characters. It's more like you're tagging through really gimped characters that, you know, they can't do things that DMC1 Dante could do by himself. You have to tag to do it. So, yeah, Alloy Crush is the way to go right now. Definitely wishlist Morbid Metal as it gets updates and stuff. At least in terms of what I'll be doing with it, I plan to cover the updates and like mods or whatever anything else happens for it. But yeah, right now I'm addicted to this. Games both came out on the same day, and I've barely played Morbid Metal. You know, I've got like 15 hours in this already, so take that as you will. My word is not gospel, but you're asking for my opinion, and that's what I can give you. But most of the reviews for Morbid Metal that are negative are the ones that are positive and basically, you know, saying the game isn't terrible, but it's not what it should be yet. They're all just going to point out the same things I just did, where the tagging is kind of just a gimmick. There are other indie games you can get that have tagging as a core mechanic that do it, like, way better. Also, the roguelike parts of Morbid Metal are very uninteresting. The builds are very boring currently, so the only thing there really is to do in the game is grind the meta progression, which is a lot less interesting than this game, so I'll definitely make a video about the roadmap, either a video or a community post. I'll decide which is the best format for that. But I'm working on the overview for this right now. If you can hold on until tomorrow or Monday, I haven't decided when I'm going to do it. I should be able to explain the systems of this at length. Probably played it more than most people at this point. I've barely even been logging onto my gachas. I've been playing this. Morbid Metal is going to depend on how much they budge on the way that the game is designed, with the really boring, uninteresting builds, and then, you know, like how quickly they update. Because right now there's not much of the game. Yeah, Morbid Metal combat is kind of like Aethergazer, the game that I play usually at the beginning of streams. That's how that game was at launch too. It was like you did a rotation, and then you just mashed the attack button and repeat it. It wasn't very fun. That game is not like that anymore, but it was like that at launch. So I'll keep using that game as an example. You can recover from having really dumbed down, uninteresting combat like that. It's not impossible. Already got that one. Thunderbreaker, already got that one. Already got that one too. Got that one. Oh wow. Healing, that's pretty sick. Alright, there we go. 2 more moves unlocked. Making good progress tonight. 2 more moves unlocked, only a couple more to go. Definitely not going to get them all tonight. Yeah, the roadmap for Morbid Metal is going to determine a lot, I think. Personally. The game right now is not very good roguelike because the builds are very uninteresting. The meta progression isn't very interesting either. It's mostly just stat boost. So even if you like the way the game is now, it's just objectively worse than this because it's got less replay value. The builds in this game are way better. But yeah, I also didn't get review keys for either of these. I did not get hooked up, so these are unfiltered opinions, and that's why I'm not playing Morbid Metal that much. I have no obligation to. My kitty-sitting job actually paid for the games this month, not you guys or anything else, or sponsorships or whatever. It was all self-funded from my my part-time job, so... I'll show a little bit of Morbid Metal after this run, I think. I'll show a little bit of what it's like without cooldowns. It definitely is more fun without the cooldowns. I think I need to take a little bit of a break from this. I've been on this game, like, non-stop. Like 10 plus runs a day. And give it a rest for tonight. Or at least, maybe make the overview tonight. I think I've unlocked enough stuff to make the overview. I don't think anybody's expecting me to max it out. They just want to learn about the game. I think 15 hours or so of gameplay is enough. Don't need more than that. Come on, give me coins. Coins. I want coins. No coins. Two SR chips. Two SR chips. Are they going to be dupes or not, though? Let's find out. Only two coins this run. Oh, I got a skin. Cool. Alright. What do we got today? Oh, wow. That's actually incredibly busted. That's insanely busted. Wow. Yeah, I think that's just better overall than the EP gain. Go unlock those moves before I forget. Oh, I already had that one, huh? Oh well. One's still good enough. Guess this chick doesn't do anything. Probably does something later. Very, Mega Man Zero base here. 03 base, more specifically. It's actually almost identical. Elevator and stuff. The way that the doors look and everything. What a god tier game that is. Training grounds, well, that'll be good for the overview. Show off the gameplay there. Alright, I'll go on Morbid Metal for a bit and show how it is with no cooldowns. Gonna be the end of the stream. That was pretty solid grind there. I just need to see if the cheat engine table got updated or not, though. Let me give me a second here. Might be one of those games where the cheat engine table makes it better. No, it hasn't been updated. Alright, let me set it up really quick. Yeah, it's kind of no contest between Morbid Metal and Alloy Crush right now. I'll definitely make a community post about the roadmap, but I don't feel like doing a lot with this game currently. I'm just gonna wait for it to be better. Which is the benefit of not getting a review key. I don't have any obligation to play it as it is now. Paid for it with my own money I made from working for my neighbors, so... Zero obligation. I know some people probably want my thoughts on it, but I feel like most of the good reviews already mention them. Alright, so there's no cooldown now.
Hello there.
I guess it just particularly bothers me because I've played a lot of gachas that early on have the same problem. A PGR, Aether Gazer, also... Honkai Impact was like that at launch too. He did a rotation and then just kind of waited. Not really the most interesting way to do like combat where you switch between characters and they all feel like really limited. It does feel a lot better without cooldowns though.
It is all in your hands. I only test you, so you will learn.
If you're liking what you're seeing, casual reminder, I turned off the cooldowns with the cheat, which makes the game play a lot better. If I turn it off, most of the stuff I'm doing will take a lot longer, so keep that in mind. Don't go think that this is what the game is supposed to be played like. I am cheating, because I find the game more fun this way. It's kind of like Pirate Warriors 4 as well. Was a lot more fun when you took off the R1 cooldowns. And then you had that cheat that let you put them in the air. Made that game a lot more fun. The difference between that game and this is that the only stuff that was on cooldown was, you know, like really powerful moves. It wasn't like your whole moveset. Yeah, turning off the cooldowns makes it feel a lot better. Yeah, Pirate Warriors 4 was like this. The cheats for that game made it a lot better. The difference was that game, you know, it was a meter-based system. It wasn't cooldowns. So you were encouraged to actually like chain things together and like your whole moveset wasn't tied to it. In this game, the cooldown's like the only moves you have, basically, besides your basic attack, which doesn't even feel good to use. So these games have similarities and differences. The main similarity is that the cheats for that game did actually make it a lot better. If they could get it like that, where, you know, the cooldowns are still there, but you actually have a regular moveset that's at least somewhat expansive, you know, at minimum, like, you know, like a Dynasty Warriors moveset. We have, like, charge attacks, at least, like, 4 charge attacks. I think that would be fine, but right now, it does feel very limiting.
Learn from their mistakes. Don't repeat them.
I don't think anybody who's played a, any tag combo type game would like this very much. it's definitely a lot worse than those other options, like, undeniably. It doesn't help that, like, the roguelike parts of this, the builds and stuff, are very boring and don't really have a lot to them. So it's definitely a wait-and-see kind of game. Don't go out of your way to buy it right now. If you must, playing without the cooldowns does make it a lot more fun, in my personal experience.
Use it wisely. I always do. Keep going.
That's one of the weird things about this game as well. You take like an insane amount of damage. You can only take like 4 hits before dying. But then, like, why are there upgrades you get that increase how much damage you do when you take a hit? And like, you can't take hits in this game. It feels like that upgrade was designed for like some other version of the game where you actually could take like more than 3 hits. It's like there isn't really much of a reason to take that. It's like, well, if a boss can kill me like instantly without even giving me any invincibility frames, then why would I want to take that? The game literally doesn't let you play that way. It doesn't remotely feel like any kind of glass cannon build works in this game, because you're already a glass cannon. All it's really going to do is just make it so you can take like 1 or 2 less hits. Like, you're just gonna die faster. I definitely think if they did like a base damage reduction on the attacks, that'd make more builds viable, instead of like right now, where one mistake, the run ends, no matter how good you are.
Trust this is necessary. You will thank me for it.
It looks smooth? Yeah, well, that's because I have the cooldowns removed. The cooldowns removed make the game a lot better. Ironically, it doesn't even make it too easy, because the amount of damage you take in this game is nuts. The boss coming up does, like, instant attacks, and there's no invincibility frames on taking damage in this game. You just die instantly. It's also, like, really hard to tell what exactly is hitting you most of the time. The indicators are not very good, so, yeah, I recommend, just running this. I recommend just running this, cooldown cheat engine table if you want to play this game. At least for now. I'm sure when the 4th character gets added and, You know, with meta progression upgrades and stuff, the cooldown is less overbearing, but it never once feels like it needs to be there. I feel like the cooldown should be like secondary things that you have, and not like the only thing you have. Which is exactly how Pirate Warrior 4 worked. You still had a sizable moveset without the cooldowns. If they can get it to that point, that would be pretty sick, actually. Like, each character's got at least some actual moves, and then, you know, the cooldowns are still there, but they're not like the whole basis of your moveset. That'd be pretty solid. I think I'm just gonna go for crit chance, because boss is probably just gonna kill me anyway. How this game works. Watch the boss do some like one-frame attack and just kill me. Because the health bar is a myth in this game.
I can feel it.
Health bar is a suggestion. He definitely just gets deleted mega quick. Bong.
Make them envious. Make them furious. A rabid dog deserves more mercy than them!
That's insta-dead. This fucking game. So stupid. I couldn't even see what he's doing. Yeah, that's why I don't want to play this much right now. It's nice to know that having the cooldowns doesn't make it too easy, but stuff like that's gotta change. What's the point of the health bar? What's the point of the health bar if it just gets deleted instantly? There is no point. I get that they want you to, like, dodge attacks, but honestly, that's pushing it right there. There's definitely a lot more fun with that, though.
Come on! Gosh dang it, Anthony!
Get it done!
Why am I having so much trouble with the elevator?
I should be killing it! Get it done!
I should be killing it! Get it done! Gosh dang it, Anthony! What the heck is the matter with you? Don't get hit! Don't get hit!
Yeah, this is morbid metal right here. This is morbid metal right here. It hit once, it's over.
Why? Why?
Exactly.
Why do we have no trouble with them?
Yeah,
Then
exactly.
now we do.
Amen, Antho.
Why? I
Boss
never
just
died
killed
to
me
this guy.
instantly. Yeah, exactly.
Good grief!
Amen. Also, this one is very accurate too, because there's like no healing in that game.
Oh, just get out of there, Axel! Get out of there! Come on, move, you jerk! Oh, Jace, could we move? Could we stinking move in this game? Get it? No, get the turkey! This stupid game. I hate this stupid game. Complete garbage. Prioritize the turkey for crying out loud. You stupid jerk game. I swear, getting to an item is impossible. This game sucks, man. It sucks. Sucky game. I died on Shiva, you stupid jerk game, man. That's not my fault. This game sucks. Sucky game, dude. That's not my fault.
Antho Pants has a future being a really pissed off character on a show that's for kids. Where, like, obviously you can't swear. I don't know what he does for a living, but I'm sure you're noticing he doesn't swear, right? He doesn't say anything even remotely, like, PG-13. He's, like, G-rated. I don't know how he gets that pissed and then doesn't swear. That is a talent. I wish that I could do that. Alright, one more, and I'm gonna go ahead and...
Hit it! Hit it!
Good clip for shit hitboxes right there. Yeah, somehow he gets that that angry and doesn't swear. I feel like Nickelodeon and the Disney Channel are they're sleeping on him, man. I think like he could be on one of those shows and like boost the ratings incredibly high. Because that's about as angry as you can get. That's about as angry as you can get, like, while still being able to be on, like, a kid's show. And not, like, actually swearing or saying anything. But yeah, that was kind of everything that's wrong with Morbid Metal. You die incredibly quickly. The health bar doesn't matter. The cooldowns are very limiting as well. I'll definitely make a video about the roadmap. Well, I might just do a community post and talk about it a bit, but yeah, I'm kind of just waiting for it to be better. It needs a lot of work. It does feel a lot better with that, the infinite cooldowns, though. Yeah, everybody wants the boss to be nerfed. Yeah, getting all the way there, and then like he does that ground pound, and it just kills you instantly from full health, is not very fun. Alright, well, I think that's gonna do it for now. I might come back in a bit with some more Alloy Crush, but yeah, if you're wondering why I'm not playing Morbid Metal right now, I mean, that's pretty much why. That was pretty competent gameplay, and then the boss just decided to, like, vibrate his body slightly, and then my whole health bar got deleted instantly. Why does that game have, the tank, the big heavy guy, Eku, why does he have abilities that make it so you get more damage if you take damage when you're in super armor, when everything kills you in 3 hits? Like, what is the viability of ever playing like that? You can't even take a hit from the most generic enemy in that game. It takes off like a quarter of your health. So why are so many of the upgrades, oh, if you take damage, you do more? I'm like, well, you don't even get iframes. I mean, he killed me instantly. Well, yeah, stuff like that needs to be adjusted before I'll, play that game anywhere near as much as, like, Overrider, or Wendigo Blue, or Entropy Effect. The combat in those games is a lot better and better balanced. Yeah, I hope you guys had fun tonight. I might come back in a little bit if I can't sleep, but no promises.